Next on BGSU Brain Game, it is Heritage Christian versus St. Francis. Both of these teams are going to be looking for a neural knockout, but only one team can leave victorious. Who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome to BGSU Brain Game. It is Heritage Christian versus St. Francis. Let's meet our team. Starting off with Heritage Christian, tell us who you are.
I'm Jonathan Knight, a senior. To my left is Andrew Lee, a senior. And to my right is Micah Lee, a sophomore.
And who's your coach?
Miss Lindwall.
All right, welcome to Heritage Christian. St. Francis, tell us who you are.
I'm Frank Schuster. I'm a junior. And to my left is a senior, Charlie Vertebeck. And to my right is the freshman, Justin Dries.
All right, and who's your coach?
Our coach is Mrs. Haley Sharp.
All right, welcome to both of our teams. This is our toss-up round. All questions in this round are worth 10 points. No deduction for an incorrect answer. You can confer before buzzing in, but not after. And you can, I repeat, you can steal a question in this round. Teams, are we ready? Here we go. What is the past tense of the irregular verb broadcast? That would be Heritage Christian. Jonathan.
Broadcasted.
Incorrect. St. Francis. Frank.
Broadcast.
It is indeed just broadcast. When writing a sequence, we often use a series of 3 dots at the end to indicate that it continues to infinity. What do we call those? That would be St. Francis. Justin.
Ellipsis.
Ellipsis is correct. In 332 BC, what Macedonian king founded the Egyptian city of Alexandria? That would be St. Francis. Charlie.
Alexander the Great.
It was indeed Alexander the Great. Alexandria was the city. The movement of water molecules from an area of a higher concentration of water to a lower concentration of water is designated St. Francis. Justin.
Osmosis.
Osmosis, yes. Most people associate the Great Sphinx with Egypt. What animal's body did the Sphinx have? That would be St. Francis. Frank.
Lion.
A lion, yes. What is the capital of Cuba? St. Francis. Justin.
Havana.
Havana is correct. In the Disney version of Cinderella, what are the names of Cinderella's 2 stepsisters? Heritage Christian. Jonathan.
Anastasia and Drusilla.
Correct. What country touches the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, and the Bay of Bengal? St. Francis. Frank.
India.
India is correct. Identify the science that deals with the origins, physical and cultural development. St. Francis. Frank.
Anthropology.
Anthropology, customs and beliefs of humankind. What do we call the right and left sides of a boat? St. Francis. Frank.
Stern.
Incorrect. Time. Starboard and port. Quote, to the red country and part of the gray country of Oklahoma, the last rains came gently, and they did not cut the scarred earth. Open, end quote, opens which novel by John Steinbeck? St. Francis. Justin.
The Grapes of Wrath.
It was indeed The Grapes of Wrath. That is all 10 questions in our round. Let's take a look at our score. We have Heritage Christian on the board with 10 points and St. Francis currently in the lead with 90 points. You're going to want to stick around because our risk and reward round is coming up next. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Heritage Christian 10, St. Francis 90. Looks like St. Francis, you have made a substitution. Who has now joined your team?
This is the sophomore, Luke Terrell.
All right, welcome to Luke. Looks like Heritage Christian staying with your lineup from the last round. All right, this is our risk and reward round. There are 9 questions in this round. Both teams will get the same 9 questions. They are worth 10 points apiece, no deduction for an incorrect answer. Our 10th question is our risk and reward question. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments on that question, or you can simply pass. It is up to you. St. Francis, since you have 90 points, you're going to be sticking around. Heritage Christian, you're going to be going into isolation. All right, St. Francis, are you ready for your 9 questions?
Yes, we
Here
are.
they come. Yep. Name the NASA spacecraft that in July 2016 entered the orbit of the planet Jupiter. That will be Justin.
Galileo.
Incorrect. Juno. In the novel Amelia's War by Anne Rinaldi, a general threatens to burn down Amelia's hometown unless it pays an exorbitant ransom. In which war is this novel of historical fiction set? Justin.
World War I.
Incorrect. The Civil War. What is the capital of Kuwait?
Oh, shoot. Kuwait City.
Justin.
Kuwait City.
Correct. Spell the word liquefy. Justin.
Liquefy.
Correct. Which 3-word phrase designates the calcium carbonate deposits that line many mollusk shells, causing an iridescent display of colors? Mother of pearl is what we needed there. Identify the branch of science that studies how living things interact with each other and with their non-living environment. Justin.
Ecology.
Correct. One of the first mathematicians to estimate the value of pi, this scientist also discovered the buoyancy principle. Who was he? Justin.
Archimedes.
Correct. In which U.S. state is the military installation located that houses the stores of gold that back U.S. currency? Justin.
Kentucky.
It is indeed Kentucky. Following death, which state of the body is observed when the muscles stiffen and the body becomes hard and, St. Francis, Luke?
Rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis is correct. This is the risk and reward question. The topic is geography. Would you like to risk some points or take a pass?
We'll risk 30 points.
30 points on geography for St. Francis. Venezuela is home to the world's highest waterfall. Name this majestic landform. Justin.
Angel Falls.
Correct. Sorry, I was going for some drama there.
That's all right.
Sorry. All right, that is the end of the risk and reward round for St. Francis. Let's take a look at your score. You are at 180 points. All right, St. Francis, that is the end of the risk and reward round for you. It is now time for you to go to isolation. All right, let's bring back Heritage Christian. Welcome back from isolation, Heritage Christian. Are you ready for your first 9 questions in this round? All right, here we go. Name the spacecraft that in July 2016 entered the orbit of the planet Jupiter. Time. That was the craft Juno. In the novel Amelia's War by Anne Rinaldi, a general threatens to burn down Amelia's hometown unless it pays an exorbitant ransom. In which war is this novel of historical fiction set? Time. That would have been the Civil War. What is the capital city of Kuwait? Kuwait City. Spell the word liquefy. That would be Heritage Christian. Andrew.
Liquify.
Incorrect. EFY is what we needed there. Which three-word phrase designates the calcium carbonate deposits that line many mollusks' shells, causing an iridescent display of colors? Mother of pearl is what we needed there. Identify the branch of science that studies how living things interact with each other and with their non-living environment. That would be Jonathan.
Ecology.
Correct. One of the first mathematicians to estimate the value of pi, this scientist also discovered the buoyancy principle. Who was he? That will be Micah.
Archimedes.
Correct. In which U.S. state is the military installation located that houses the stores of gold that back U.S. currency? Andrew.
Kentucky.
Kentucky is correct. Following death, which state of the body is observed when the muscles stiffen and the body becomes hard and skin tight? That is a state known as rigor mortis. This is the risk and reward question. The topic is geography. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments, or you can pass. But remember, you are risking points.
We'll do 15.
You're going 15 on geography. Here is your question. Venezuela is home to the world's highest waterfall. Name this majestic landform. Time. That would be Angel Falls is what we needed there. Angel Falls. Unfortunately, we're going to deduct 15 points from you, and that is also the end of the risk and reward round for you. It is now time to clear our scores, and let's bring back in St. Francis so our teams can see where they stand. Welcome back to you, St. Francis. It is now time for our scores to be revealed so our teams can know where they stand against each other. St. Francis did go for the risk and reward question. They went big. They went for 30 points. They got it correct. They now stand at 180 points. Heritage Christian did the same. They went for 15. Unfortunately, they did not get it correct, and they now stand at 25 points. Though this score may look wide apart, things can change very, very quickly coming up in our round, the category round. That's next, where points are worth as much as 30. That's right, questions worth as much as 30 points. But deductions start. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Heritage Christian 25, St. Francis 180 points. Both of our teams have elected to make a substitution going into this round. Heritage Christian, tell us who's joined your team.
To my right is Christian Danke, a sophomore.
Welcome to you. And St. Francis, introduce yourself.
I am Travis Bernard, a sophomore.
All right, welcome to you. This is our category round. There are 6 categories to choose from worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points, but deductions start now. So if you go for 15, you're risking 15 points. We do have our double or nothing question hidden in there somewhere. It's double the points with no deduction, so that could be a game changer. You can confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Heritage Christian, since you are at 25 points, you get to make the first selection.
U.S. history for 25.
U.S. history for 25. Name the first American president to die in office. St. Francis, Justin.
William Henry Harrison.
Correct. St. Francis takes control of the board.
U.S. history 30.
U.S. history 30.
U.S. history for 30 points. Because it was the first state to allow women the right to vote, that will be Heritage Christian. Jonathan.
Montana.
Incorrect. It is known as the Equality State. Name this state. That would be St. Francis. Luke.
Wyoming.
Wyoming is correct. St. Francis still in control of the board.
U.S. History 20.
U.S. History 20.
U.S. history for 20 points. Under the Missouri Compromise of 1820, what state entered the Union? St. Francis. Luke.
Maine.
Maine as a free state. St. Francis in control.
U.S. History 15.
U.S. history now for 15 points. This man's real name was John Chapman. That would be Heritage Christian. Andrew.
Johnny Appleseed.
He is indeed Johnny Appleseed. And Heritage Christian takes back control.
Medical abbreviations for 20.
Medical abbreviations for 20 points. Identify the meaning of these medical abbreviations. What does the medical abbreviation BMI stand for? St. Francis. Justin.
Body mass index.
Correct. St. Francis back in control.
We'll go U.S. History 10.
U.S. history for 10, finishing off this category. What famous Virginia settlement was founded in the year? Heritage Christian. Jonathan.
Jamestown.
Jamestown is correct. Back and forth we go. Heritage Christian in control.
Medical abbreviations for 25.
Medical abbreviations for 25 points. What does the medical abbreviation MRI stand for? Heritage Christian. Jonathan. Time. St. Francis would like to steal. Everyone's shaking your head no. It goes magnetic resonance imaging is what we needed there. Heritage Christian in control.
Parts of speech for 20.
Parts of speech for 20 points. Give the part of speech for each of the following words. Heavy. St. Francis. Justin.
Adjective.
It is indeed an adjective. St. Francis back in control.
Let's do Convert Me 10.
Convert me for 10 points. Convert 7 days to hours. St. Francis. Justin.
168.
Correct. St. Francis in control.
Convert Me 30.
Convert me for 30 points. Convert 14 quarts to gallons. St. Francis. Justin.
3.5.
Correct. St. Francis in control.
Convert Me 25.
Convert me for 25 points. Convert 8 feet to inches. St. Francis. Justin.
96.
Correct.
Convert Me 20.
Convert me now for 20 points. Convert 16 cups to quarts. St. Francis. Luke.
4.
4 is correct.
15.
Convert me for 15. This is our double or nothing question. Convert 420 minutes to hours. St. Francis. Justin.
7.
7 is correct. Double the points.
Let's do where is it?
In control.
Where is it? 15.
Where is it for 15 points? Name the U.S. state or country. In what U.S. state would one find Notre Dame University or Notre Dame? That would be St. Francis. Justin.
Indiana.
Indiana is correct.
Where is it? 30.
Where is it for 30 points? In what state can the Petrified Forest National, that would be St. Francis. Travis.
Nevada.
Incorrect. Forest National Park be found. Petrified Forest National Park be found. That would be Heritage Christian. That would be Jonathan.
Utah.
Incorrect. Arizona. St. Francis in control.
Where is it? 25.
Where is it for 25? Puxatawney gains national attention each Groundhog Day. That will be St. Francis. Justin.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, yes. St. Francis in control.
Where is it? 20.
Where is it for 20 points? Lake Tahoe, a popular resort area, is located in parts of 2 U.S. states. California is one. What is the other? Time. Nevada. St. Francis in control.
Where is it? 10.
Where is it now for 10 points? To what state would you travel if you wanted to visit 17 of the highest mountains in the United States? Heritage Christian, Andrew.
Colorado.
Incorrect. St. Francis would like to steal. Justin.
Alaska.
Alaska, yes. St. Francis in control.
Parts of speech, 30.
Parts of speech for 30 points. End of round. Let's take a look at our score. Currently in the lead is St. Francis with 430 points. Coming up next is our fourth and final round. It is the Brainstorm Round. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Currently in the lead is St. Francis with 430 points. Before we get to our final round, let's take a look at our substitutions. Heritage Christian, who's joined your team or rejoined you?
Micah Lee, a sophomore, has rejoined our team.
All right, welcome to you. And St. Francis, who has joined your team?
To my right is Luke M.
All right, welcome to you all as we go to the Brainstorm Round. In this round, all questions are 20 points apiece. Negative 20 points for an incorrect answer. You may confer before buzzing in, not after. That would be considered an incorrect answer, but no stealing. I repeat, no stealing in this round. We have 3 minutes of brainstorm. St. Francis, Heritage Christian, are you ready? Here we go. 3 minutes start right now. What is a baby goat called? Heritage Christian, Andrew.
Kid.
A kid is correct. Ham comes from the hindquarters of what animal? Heritage Christian, Jonathan.
A pig.
A pig, hog, or swine. In what Olympic sport do contestants race a device with no brakes and no steering mechanism? St. Francis, Travis.
Bobsled.
Incorrect. Will we accept that, bobsled? We will not. We needed the luge there, the luge. In what year was the United Nations established? Jonathan for Heritage Christian.
1959.
Incorrect. 1945. What river flows through Washington, D.C.? Heritage Christian, Jonathan.
The Potomac.
Correct. Tahiti is found in which ocean? That would be St. Francis, Luke T.
Pacific.
Pacific is correct. Joe withdrew $10.75 from the bank and got it all in quarters. How many quarters did he get? Heritage Christian, Jonathan.
43.
Correct. A cation is what kind of charge? St. Francis, Luke T.
Positive.
Correct. Which of your body's organs synthesizes vitamin D? St. Francis, Luke T.
Skin.
The skin is correct. What do the 13 stripes on the, that would be Heritage Christian, Andrew?
13 colonies.
13 colonies. How many continents does the prime meridian cross? St. Francis, Travis.
2. No, 3.
I'm sorry, we have to take 2 first. It is indeed 3, though. The relish tray included gherkins. What are gherkins? That will be Heritage Christian, Andrew.
Pickles.
They are indeed pickles, or we would have accepted cucumbers. Auguste Bartholdi designed what work of art presented to the U.S. by France? Heritage Christian, Jonathan.
The Statue of Liberty.
Correct. What is the capital of Ireland? That would be St. Francis, Travis.
Dublin.
Dublin is correct. What is the square root of 3,600? Heritage Christian, Micah.
60.
60 is correct. What is the capital of Wisconsin? Heritage Christian, Jonathan.
Madison.
Madison is correct. End of round. Let's take a look at our score. We have Heritage Christian with 115 points, and our winner with 470 points is St. Francis. Let's give both these teams a big round of applause. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's come around, meet in the middle, shake hands, and we'll see you at the next BGSU Brain Game.